Hi, I'm Christian. Welcome back to another On the Road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before beginning any repair, always be sure to disconnect the power to the appliance. It is also recommended to test the outlet for proper voltage. Today we're working on a Whirlpool over-the-range microwave. The customer's complaint is that she was using the microwave for right around 10 minutes doing some baked potatoes, and the microwave completely died. So she checked the fuse on her breaker box and everything was okay. The microwave had power. We've already diagnosed that the actual cavity TCO or thermostat has opened up and needs to be replaced. The tools you will need to complete this repair are a number 2 Phillips screwdriver and a pair of needle nose pliers. To begin the repair, we first must remove the grill. There are two number 2 Phillips screws that hold the grill in at the left and right sides. We're going to be removing them both. Once the screws have been removed, we can go ahead and lift out and up on the grill and set it aside. Next, we need to remove the wrap. To do so, originally this is going to be installed above a range. It does have to be uninstalled from that position and set down in a workable position so you can get to all the screws. So to begin, we're going to be removing the 9 screws on the very back. These screws are all number 2 Phillips. We can now remove the screws on the top, and there are several. We're going to begin by removing the ones that hold the actual blower fan bracket on, and there's 2 on this one. Once the 2 screws have been removed, we can lift up on the top side of the bracket here and then slide it out from the 2 clips in the back. We'll set this aside. Be careful when you're handling any metal here. Some of the metal is very sharp. So once all the screws have been removed from the back and the top of the appliance, there were several screws underneath the actual microwave that actually secure the bottom of the wrap on the microwave. So we're gonna return it to the front position and then flip it over on its back. We're now going to remove the 8 Phillips screws that secure the wrap on the bottom. They go down the left side and the right side. So it's just the 4 on the side. Once all the screws have been removed, we can now set the microwave in the upright position so we can remove the wrap. Now that the appliance is in the upright position, to finish removing the wrap, we're going to go on each side and pull out from the back and then push out, or just pull out, I should say, from the front. There are some clips on each side that the front of the wrap actually gets tucked into the actual chassis. Just like that. Then we can go ahead and lift up on the wrap while fishing the actual power cord here through the opening. So be careful when you do so. Like I said, some of the metal is pretty sharp. So once that's fished through, we'll grab the wrap and then set the wrap aside. Now that the wrap's been removed, the first thing before diagnosing or touching any component, we want to make sure that the actual capacitor has been discharged. To discharge the capacitor, we're going to use some sort of insulated screwdriver, and we're going to go across all 3 terminals and touch the ground a grounding component, just like this sheet metal here. Make sure we rub them pretty well. And sometimes if they're holding a charge, it'll spark here when you touch the screwdriver to the terminals and the ground. So now that it's been fully discharged, it's now safe to work on the microwave. Now that we have access to the cavity TCO, we're going to remove it and replace it. So the cavity TCO is the thermostat with the 2 black wires. So it looks like there's some clips built into the chassis of the unit. So to remove the actual TCO, we're just gonna slide it out of the actual clip here. So we're just gonna push up on both sides here, pull it out, and then remove the 2 1/4-inch spade connectors. These connectors do have locking tabs, so we have to depress in on the locking tab first and then pull off. Just like that. Now that we have our new cavity TCO, let's install it. To begin the installation, the first thing we're gonna do is to push on the actual spade terminals. So we're gonna just push them directly on. It doesn't matter what side each wire goes on, they're just completing a circuit. Push them on. The next step, once the terminals have been installed, is to actually slide the TCO into the actual clips on the chassis here. So we're gonna line up TCO and then push it directly down. Once it's in place, it kind of locks in place. So we can now reinstall the actual wrap. We're going to fish the actual power cord through the opening for the blower motor. Just gonna put it through and put the shell on the unit here. And once we're trying to line up the actual shell, there are tabs inside the actual sides on the left and right side that get tucked in to the control panel area and then the left chassis of the unit. So we're just tugging them in before we install the screws. Once they are fully seated, if you pull on the shell, you won't be able to pull that part out and it won't be loose and it'll be nice and flush. So just like that. So now we'll go ahead and turn the unit around and start installing the screws. Next, we can install the 9 number 2 Phillips screws on the rear of the appliance. Once the 9 screws have been fastened, we can now reinstall the cover for the actual blower motor. So we're just gonna put these 2 tabs inside the actual slots, and then we're gonna pivot the back side towards the top of the wrap. And then we can secure the top side with the 2 number 2 Phillips screws that we removed earlier. The next step is to secure the top of the actual wrap with the 6 beveled screws, and these are number 2 Phillips as well. So they're gonna be the longer beveled screws, and these go across the top. Next step is to gain access to the actual bottom of the appliance so we can secure the actual bottom of the wrap to the bottom of the appliance or the chassis. Now we can install the 8 remaining screws on the bottom of the actual appliance. There's going to be 4 on the left side and 4 on the right side, and they are all number 2 Phillips. Now we can tip the appliance upright and install the grill. We're going to light up the grill. Once the grill's been lined up, we can go ahead and secure the grill with the 2 number 2 Phillips screws we removed earlier. Now with the grill installed, this will complete your repair. Thank you for watching another quality in-home repair video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.